Okay, we've got 7 o'clock. This is the Town of Farmington Town Board meeting for August 25th, 2026. We have a full board here tonight. First thing on the agenda, for those that can, rise and we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Aubrey, would you lead us, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from August 11th. Motion made, second Aubrey. Any corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Next item, privilege of the floor. Anybody here in the room first? Fine. Anybody have anything they'd like to bring to the town board's attention? Yes, sir. Please state your name and address.
Yep, my name is Craig May, 5760 Oakfield Drive, Farmington. We're in Bremer. There's been several complaints about our neighbor's property, the upkeep of it or lack thereof. There's been several notifications made to the town. I understand there's been some concerns raised regarding his lack of mowing, his lack of upkeep of his shrubs. It's so overgrown you can't see the front porch. Our neighbor behind us was informed that there was supposed to be a resolution tonight or to call for, I guess, a contractor.
Correct.
Come in.
Correct.
I'm just curious, like, where we stand with that.
It's the
Did I
very
miss that?
very first
Oh,
resolution.
my fault, sir.
No, that's fine.
Apologies.
Yeah, no, Caden's our department head and code enforcement officer, senior code enforcement officer. We have to do 2 or 3 notices first. And they haven't responded, and so this is the next step. The town board actually have 3 different addresses in town. Where we'll hire the contractor we normally work with and clean up the property.
So may I ask a question regarding?
Sure.
So as far as does that include like the bushes and everything around the front porch?
This specific one, yeah, that's what he's being sent out for, is to take care of the shrubbery, the overgrown trees, that kind of stuff. That's
And what about as far as, because I'm left as a homeowner next door, trimming that tree that hangs over my property. Is the big tree in the front yard going to be trimmed back as well?
if we see each other after, I'll have to come on your property to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I've
It's
got pictures too. I
yeah.
brought pictures with me just in
Alright.
case. I mean, the other concern is not just the front yard, the back of it too.
Okay.
The deck's completely overgrown. There's possums, skunks, woodchucks all living underneath the deck. I mean, it's bad.
Okay.
So just
Yeah.
stick around and talk to you afterwards.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, if you got time.
sounds good.
Okay.
Appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Anybody else? Anybody online? Okay, the next item is that we have a public hearing. I'll have the town clerk read the notice.
Please take notice that a public hearing will be held by the town of Farmington on the 25th day of August, 2026 at 7 p.m. at the Farmington Town Hall, 1000 County Road 8, Farmington, New York, 14425, adopting a local law amending Chapter 165, Article 2, Section 10, definitions, Chapter 165, Article 5, Section 58, accessory structures, amending Chapter 165, Attachment 1, Town of Farmington, Schedule 1, plot area, bulk, and coverage requirements, deleting Chapter 165, Attachment 3, stormwater management practices acceptable for water quality of the Farmington Town Code for the year 2026. Any resident of the town of Farmington shall be entitled to be heard upon the said proposed local law at such public hearing. Copies of said proposed local law are available for review at the town of Farmington Town Hall, 1000 County Road 8, Farmington, New York, 14425, or on the town's website. This by resolution of the town board of town.
Thank you. Staff, anybody want to comment on this first? Any public comments in the public hearing?
Is there been any suggestions on the accessory structures? Is that what she's talking about, all these codes?
Yes. Yep. We had a committee put together, planning board, zoning board, building department. Not sure, town board and the town board.
Ag advisory.
Obviously, and the ag committee. put together and work with staff to make suggested changes. And that's why this is the first public hearing, on those changes.
It was sent to the town planning board and the county planning board for their review and comments as well, and they both submitted some recommendations for some wording changes, and that's gonna be in the actual, law,
Final draft.
the final draft.
Again, stand and name it.
My name's Andy Spillane, I'm 1498 Kenton. And once I heard this was coming up, when I looked at what had been previously, I was astonished at how simple that was. And I'm quite happy how, making things a little more reasonable, but I do have a few questions and comments. In section 1A, it talks about accessory structures that are exclusively for agricultural operations that are part of an established farm. I guess I have just a question about what an established farm is and how long a farm has to be in operation before it becomes established.
Well, we have a farmland protection plan.
Well, I mean, I guess what I'm thinking here is I have an 80-acre woodlot down in Tompkins County that I'm thinking of planting up and fiddleheads and ginseng and stuff, and then processing it here, but it doesn't exist as a farm yet. If I wanted to build a farm building on my land up here to handle that stuff, and it's a brand new entity, is that an established farm? As soon as I incorporate it or however it's.
Well, if it doesn't exist, it's not established yet.
Right, but if I.
But if you do have documentation to justify you qualifying for an ag exemption, that would help you demonstrate you have an established farm
Or are establishing. a
or
farm.
are establishing.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying, if I'm in the process of establishing, because to get an ag exemption in Tompkins County, I have to have receipts from the previous year. At very least. I mean, it's kind of a chicken or the egg.
Yeah, we're looking to have some kind of evidence that you do have the wherewithal to do ag production and that you have intentions of doing it. Now, you realize that if you do come in for an accessory structure and you claim it to be an ag structure, that that's what it's limited for, agricultural use. It can't be used for habitable or commercial storage or anything of that nature.
Well, I would just be.
As long as it's yours, that's fine, as long as it's yours.
The code is a general guideline, I mean, specific application is always dealt with.
Yeah.
Individually.
And then, going further into here, I live in an RR area, I have 6.2 acres. So in your table, 58-1, I can have 2 500 square foot buildings, 15 foot high, or I can have all ones 2,500 on different provision of this. Up to 20 feet high, or I can do the ag thing. I guess my comment would be, I would strongly urge you to go with a recession plan arrangement rather than specific heights. And that you designate a height at the boundary of the property that's typically 8 feet, and then an angle going towards the center of the property that the roof line of whatever structure can't exceed. And you could then do away with all the different height requirements, because they're a lot large enough for, say, a 40,000 square foot building, and the same with a lot, you gotta make 50 feet. But the way it's written right now, if I put a shed roof on one of these structures and stuck it 5 feet from the ground, I could hit that 15 feet high, which I wouldn't do, because I would expect it to annoy the neighbors, I would expect visual light. But, by the same token, the 20-foot high pole barn is. I have a 20-foot high pole barn right now, that I'm constantly running into trouble with it if I'm. Turning boards over, I used to be a remodeling contractor, and so, because. At a 40-foot wide width, the truss is at 7 foot high. And the bottom of the truss is at 13 feet, which would actually meet your current thing, but I'm constantly running into the truss to the ends of the boards. Or a pipe or anything that's over 60 feet, it would be far better to for me, if it was, if I build a new one, I would want it to have a 16-foot wide. Which would also then apply at least 23 feet at the center of the roof. If I wanted a clear story to light up the center of the structure, then we're looking at 25 feet. I think that would be a more reasonable height. But like I was saying earlier, if you set up a precision plan arrangement, all of that would go away. I just have to move it further from the lot line to stay within the precision plan, which seems reasonable to me. And similarly, some of these, like in Iowa, you have a 1,200 square foot garage with a 15-foot height. If I have something on my pickup, say I put a shower in the back, and I want a 10-foot height door, and if I've got a 30-foot, 40-foot structure, which is about a 1,200 square foot one, that's a lower roof pitch than I don't like to do some more than 12. I wouldn't need it. I wouldn't be able to do that on this.
These are general guidelines, and they're a little more wider adopted when we adopted. They're wider than the original restrictions. And the other thing is that the new code that came out a few years ago also addresses the structure that has to be met for snow load and that side. So in some cases, like you say, you may have to build a building for your particular purpose that may be higher than the code. Well, in that case, run it by the building department. And if you can justify that issue, then it goes to the zoning board of appeals. And they would look at that issue to see whether to grant you the additional height.
Right, but I mean, isn't the zoning board of appeals limited to any good? It's a while before I've been up to date on this stuff. I seem to recall that there had to be no other reasonable economic
No,
way to use that.
that's a use variance.
Well, I guess my thought is, since we're not really talking like major differences, why don't we just add 5 feet to the numbers or do a recession plan so that slightly taller structures can be in the interior of the lot. And then we don't have to bother the zoning board of appeals, and those of us out here in the public that are thinking about this don't have to worry about the expense of going up for that.
So the code originally versus what they're proposed, the committee has proposed, and the planning board has proposed to the town board, is now going to reduce the amount of requirements coming to the zoning board of appeal compared to the older regular.
Yeah,
current
I understand,
regulations.
I understand that.
We can't cover every aspect, so that in that case, there comes across where somebody needs to build something a little bit different, and go through the building department and go to the zoning board of appeals.
Well, I guess The other comment I had was when I bought my property, it wasn't on farms.
Pardon, I didn't hear that.
When I bought my property back in 1986, it wasn't on farms. It's six structures plus the house. These accessory structures, does that include like a chicken coop? Would that have to count as an accessory structure? Or if I put a little gazebo in the yard,
The gazebo,
if it wasn't attached to the house?
It'd be an accessory structure. But as far as the chicken coops go, if you're gonna apply for an ag exemption and you're gonna have ag,
Well, one of it, since I had a half a dozen chickens, because I wanted some eggs, so I'm not doing an egg thing. I mean, I guess my thought on this is if you have a property like mine, that's 5 or 6 acres, one of the ways of treating it is that you become essentially self-sufficient and you grow your own food. And have your own workshop where you work on stuff and everything else, and this, if you're gonna include chicken coops and little garden sheds and so forth, as accessory structures, then you just take them and zone that out. That's like.
It's keep in mind that existing items won't fall under
Yeah,
the new code.
I guess what I'm saying is that most of them were pretty old and tired, and I took them down. And now I'm at a point where I like probably put some back. Plus I did have, well, I do have a very large Campbell barn.
I would,
That's in the process of collapsing that, I'd like to place.
I would work with the building department, because in some instances, if you're placing it in site in the same footprint, probably can be allowed, but I'll let them look at that on a case-by-case basis. Okay,
Yeah, well, I guess I don't see why we can't try to something like one acre or something, instead of just saying 3 total.
Hey. Your comments are required as part of the system, and we'll take it under consideration. I gotta move on in case anybody else has a comment. Thank you.
Would it be helpful if I wrote this up, and put it?
Absolutely. Yep, we're gonna leave the public hearing open, so any submissions are fine.
So if I do that, do I submit it to?
I'll write to the town clerk office. Yep. Thank you. Anybody else?
Yes.
Yeah, Dave.
5650 County Road 41, Farmington. We have a little shed business. And my wife and I'm leaving my wife more often in the store, and I'm out running around a lot. And we're very confused on what is allowed and what isn't allowed. I know you guys are all new on the board this year. And I know there's been some changes made. In the past, what I've understood, Caden, is that most properties are allowed 2 300-foot structures on their property. House structures. So has that changed or is that the same?
so we're updating the current code. I don't think there is a limit in the way our code is currently ran,
Is that right?
but the way that this is proposing, as you just said, there's numbers based on the zoning and or the lot size.
Ron,
yeah, Dave, you have an approved site plan over there for your property,
Right.
okay? So whatever is approved and shown on that site plan,
What I'm referring to is my customers. I've been telling them that they can have a 300-square-foot shed. And that's been good up until today. Over at Hathaway, recently a permit was refused because it was over 200 square foot. And I don't understand why.
So that's in the local law.
Hathaway,
Yes, for the incentive zoning. The town board sets the criteria for the incentive zoning. So like Hathaway Corners, Auburn Meadows, Hickory Rise, they have different criteria
all lot
For-
size
for
oriented.
different lot sizes?
Yes, so Hathaway Corner specifically, yes, is a 200 square foot max on sheds
Okay,
essentially.
well, we have bigger sheds in that development. But they are bigger lots, I'll give you that. So this,
Something slips through every once in a while too.
well. This one is 220 square foot. And right next door, 280 square foot, got, denied permit. It is a smaller lot, not much smaller, but slightly small. So I guess I need to understand the code better so I can steer my customers better. So,
I think the code also increases it's increasing the shed size for a lot of properties up to 500 square feet as well.
the new.
Depending on the property size, I just have the table up in front of me, but I think if you're over a half acre, over an acre, you go to 500 square foot shed.
But again, that's,
Still under the shed guidelines, not considered a pole barn.
that's not gonna change incentive zoning.
Yeah,
Necessarily.
That
That-
Incentive zoning?
Yeah,
Oh,
Since that was approved.
Well, this development's further here, so I understand this. But there are some pretty small lots in Farmbrook that have been allowed 300 square foot building.
again, that's zoned R110. It's not an incentive zoning.
Incentive zoning is special where we lay out the criteria for the entire project outside of the standard code.
Sure.
So a lot of times, especially when they're gonna be smaller lots, the accessory structures are limited. We had a section in Auburn Meadows. There was no accessory structures, and then once everybody moved in, every single resident signed a petition wanting us to change it, so we changed the code to allow us.
I guess I just need to better understand the codes.
I think the easiest thing, Dave, is it's our intention between now and our next meeting to actually get that information out to everybody and including the chart, so you would be able to see it by each zoning area, what is allowed in the maximum size, how far from the property line, if that happened to change, side or rear property line, all that information.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy if you wanted to shoot me an email or give me a call if you had questions on stuff
Okay.
to give you some guidelines, especially right now where we're I don't want you to set up for our code that's existing if we're gonna be looking at adopting something newer, so
Sure.
by all means, shoot me an email and we can
Okay.
great, figure it out.
great.
I'd rather do it that
Okay,
way.
so I can steer the customers right.
Yeah,
But these code changes won't affect the incentive zoning.
right.
Correct.
It gets a little tricky. There's a lot of zoning districts, so by all means, feel free to shoot me an email.
And what is it for the pole barn structures, 5 acres or more? A larger building?
No, I think we go
Above
down.
5 acres, the sizes are increased, but I think below 5 acres is still pole barns allowed, but.
Small.
I think at like an,
1,200 square, I think we're-
yeah. I think at like an acre, you're allowed like an 800 or 1200, something like that, and then they increase from there. Yeah.
Thanks.
Welcome. Anybody else here in the room? Comments or questions on the public hearing? Anybody online? Comments or questions on the public hearing? Okay, we're gonna leave that public hearing open until our next meeting. Any public concerns? Any other topic? Yes, sir.
Right, meeting 5760 Drive. Just curiosity, the 70 homes behind us in Farmbrook, is there a plan for when, or an ETA, rough estimate of when the lights are going out for the roads?
I do not have the latest one, but we can ask.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super dark back there.
Yeah.
The majority of those houses is built.
Yeah.
It's kind of challenging driving through there, not wanting to hit people walking.
I think it was the availability of the electrical contractor to begin. But that was over a month ago, so
It's been a lot.
I don't have an update. We'll reach out to them and find out.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Your thanks for being enough. Anybody else? Anybody online, public concerns? All right, works, standing committees, public works.
Public Works met this morning at 7. I have a number of updates. I will start off with the Water and Sewer Department. They're for the north primary tank, the scum trowel has been repaired and tank's back online. The treatment plant operators continue with in-house lab testing for alkalinity, pH, phosphorus, and ammonia. They've relocated the float and agreed to address float sticking, the on position. They have flushed bio tower number 3, pulled the UV vanes from channel and clean bulb sleeves. The treatment plant operators continue to clear clogs and blockages on the North Carter pump. Stark Tech was on site to work on hydronics for heat exchanger 3. Rural Water visited to alert and discuss the new regulations. Continue pump station routine maintenance and repairs. Replace suction piping on pump number 1 at PS 21. Continue coordinating with RG&E for reinstating of gas services at PS 13. A new hut has been installed at PS 26. The pump control on PS 22 is showing symptoms of failure, and they're working with Seawork to get a quote for a new controller. Onto some general comments. They are investigating potential force main leak at 73.5 Trail. Performed a final cleanup of tree debris at Highview Trail and Highs. Continued hydrant painting in the northwest section of town. Meter replacement and installs are ongoing. They've done 10 replacements and 3 new installs since our last meeting. They performed 6 water shutoffs on 8/18 for non-response to water change requests, and performed blacktop repairs on Rousler Road and Gannett Drive from previously completed water main breaks. There are 3 resolutions on tonight for water and sewer. On to parks. Parks continues equipment maintenance, mowing and trimming, field lining, park maintenance. The Parks Department also helped highway with paving and flagging, and have completed extinguisher and emergency light testing on end. Parks has 2 resolutions on for tonight. And then lastly, Highway continues ongoing equipment maintenance. They have completed the paving on Colette Road, County Road 8 to County Road 28. They've addressed driveways after paving Colette Road. They've done a little bit of side mowing, and it looks like that is it for Public Works.
All right, thank you. Town operations.
Town Operations Committee met this morning with the Town Code Enforcement Officer and Town Director of Planning and Development. First, an update on the Black Creek Drainage Study. Town staff will be attending a steering meeting tomorrow at the county office building to receive the first study update on existing conditions found along the water course. The Fairdale Meadows subdivision applicant continues to prepare the necessary easement documents to allow the town code enforcement officer to schedule a pre-construction meeting at the September 3rd PRC meeting. The applicant intends to start site improvements this fall, with building construction to commence in early 2027. And this again is for the 40 lots of family. This fall, the town will be completing the section of sidewalk that will connect to the pedestrian bridge that's located along the south side of County Route 41. The planning board at their meeting last Wednesday evening discussed a proposed recreational building located south of the cobblestone building complex along State Road 342. The board awaits submission of more detailed preliminary site and drawings in the near. Also, the planning board chairperson tonight will be reporting on the status of both the Fish Solar Farm project on Mount Payne Road and the Dimension Energy Solar Farm project located on the south side of State Route 6. Next month, the town board anticipates receiving a draft local law number 5 that will make amendments to the existing provisions in chapter 74, construction codes uniform, the town code. The town operations committee report has been posted on the website. The town code enforcement officer and director of planning and development will be making their reports later. The town environmental conservation board met last night to continue their in-depth reviews. The 2 pending solar farm projects and a new mixed-use project located along the east side of Gateway Drive. Thursday evening, August 27th, in a conference room, the Agricultural Advisory Committee will be meeting to discuss the process for providing an agricultural conservation easement as part of the special use permit site plan approval requirements for the Fish Property Solar Farm project. And lastly, the Zoning Board of Appeals will meet next on Monday, September 28th, to hear 2 amended area variance applications and a new area variance.
Thank you, Aubrey. Reports of other town officials, supervisor. We have a resolution tonight to dedicate a new road named Pintail Crossing. Once the legal documents have been filed with the Ontario County Clerk Office, we will close the Wood Drive Bridge and detour traffic through Pintail Crossing. As mentioned in previous meetings, the actual replacement of the bridge will not be completed until late summer 2027. So that the timing on this is that we're going to electric sign up late tomorrow or the following morning, advising people that Wood Drive Bridge will close in the future, near future, and to follow the detour established. Highway superintendent, his crew has to put up the detour signs over the next few days. And we're also going to drive Pintail Crossing one more time, make sure the contractor is aware that the road has to be swept and that his equipment can't be parked on the road now that it's going to be a town road. So haven't really picked a date yet, but either Friday or Monday, we'll have the detour sign set up, and then a few days later, we'll close the bridge. Farmbrook Drive, I have reached out to New York State DOT requesting that the no right on red be eliminated, or at least right after checking the turnaround like the other intersections are. So they're going to do a study and get back to us on that. New Michigan Road, exit onto County Road 41, I requested a traffic study from Ontario County Highway for this intersection to see if there's a better way for the northbound traffic to safely exit onto the county road. There's times when those cars are backed up, 12, 15 vehicles just trying to get on County Road 41. So we'll wait for that. And they also, they did put up traffic count machines last Wednesday or Thursday. So that included that intersection area, and also they had one left over, so they're including East Victor Road over in the town of Victor. On the finance side, our 2027 budget sheets have been received by all the departments. They've been reviewed by our accountant Janine and myself. We're meeting tomorrow with the water and sewer department to go over their budget, the highway budget, hopefully either next Monday or Tuesday, on an upward schedule. And then we actually do a budget presentation to the town clerk on Friday, September 4th. And the town board will see the budget, the very first stages of the budget on September 8th. And then we'll have formal budget reviews open to the public starting the week of September 14th. Ontario County, we received notice last Friday that we were awarded the sanitary sewer capacity improvement project. This is a New York State project awards set up. That's only in the second year. We placed second last year to the city of Geneva. And this year we were awarded the first place. So we're intending on doing a $2.1 million project and to receive the maximum amount of a $1 million grant from New York State. That project is on Deer Creek Road, a pump station out in front of Fair Lakes Gaming Racetrack, and adding an additional sewer line on Hortensia Road for a short span there, where we've had some overflows into the Doe-Haven subdivision. Ontario County, besides receiving that, last Wednesday, I attended a training sponsored by FLCC and United Way on ALICE. That stands for Asset Limited Income Constrained Employed. This is a household that earns more than the federal poverty level, but less than the basic cost of living in Ontario County. ALICE households are 26% of the population in Ontario County of the state average of 34%. Households in private poverty, as related by ALICE, are 9% in Ontario County and averaging 14% in New York State. The statewide data for 2024 showed 5,695 households in Farmington, with 31% below the ALICE threshold. On Friday afternoon, I spent time with the Ontario County Soil and Water District along with other supervisors. We visited 4 conservation projects on farmland in the past experience that had severe erosion of their croplands. So with some engineering, small amounts of money, grant money that the Ontario County Soil and Water District received, they've been able to stabilize those fields and save the soil erosion and stop chemicals from dumping into Seneca Lakes. That was very, very interesting for me. And that's all I have. Highway Superintendent.
Okay, good evening. I want to start with, we have completed our paving projects for the year. I would like to thank the other towns that came and helped us, specifically the one on Colette Road that was originally scheduled to be a 3-day job, and it's 2.7 miles long. And we got that road done in 2 days from the help from the town of Seneca, town of Phelps, Manchester, Geneva, Victor, the city of Canandaigua, Macedon, and the water and sewer department here in Farmington helping us with trucking. Village of Victor had a roller operator for us for both days, and we got an additional 10-ton roller from the town of East Bloomfield and the town of Victor to be able to get that job done in the timely fashion that we were able to. We also got help from the Parks Department in flagging for that job as well. So thank you to everybody who helped do that. It was 9 municipalities total were involved and 20 trucks. So our last project scheduled for this year is our fiber mat, which is a more substantial version of a stone and oil treatment, which will be completed on Hook Road running from State Route 96 and heading north to just past Curran Road at the curve where we ended our surface treatment last year. That is currently on the schedule, and I got confirmation today that it is still on schedule for September 2nd. So next Wednesday, I believe, is when we will be completing that project, and then all of our big road projects for the year will be done. Tomorrow, I am sending our new 1-ton that we finally received to go get detailed, so that way it can be put into the fleet. And lastly, there is an opening at the highway department And I would hope that, if anybody knows somebody who is willing to work, who cares about our area and physically capable of doing the type of work that we do, to, encourage them to apply on the Ontario County website. Thank you.
Thank you. And just one note, part of his budget, and I thought I'd never see this in my time frame, but
Oh,
a plow truck fully equipped now is estimated 2027 to be $305,000.
that's a six-wheeler.
And that's a 6-wheeler, it's not even a 10-wheeler.
That's not even a full one.
Wow, that's unbelievable. But, yeah. Nothing for parks tonight, Town Clerk?
Oh, yeah, so our September dog license renewals were sent out and staff participated on the website. And my deputy Sarah, she will be participating in the webinar on Thursday for records in Montreal.
All right, thanks. Water and sewer, Aaron.
Town supervisor mentioned the Wood Drive Bridge project. We've been coordinating for our component of it with the engineer and contractor. There's a small section of water main that'll be replaced as part of the project. We have an ongoing generator replacement project at one of our main pump stations on Plaster Mill Road. Hopefully this should be wrapped up in the next week or two. We repaired an issue with our inner gate operator at our own wastewater treatment facility. This is used to secure that facility at all times. Wastewater treatment plant staff is working on some in-house rehabilitation of one of our final clarifiers. We should have that wrapped up by the end of September. We had an equipment manufacturer on site to address some electrical issues that we were having with our new equipment at the Brickyard tank. I think that kind of brings to a close the last of the items at Brickyard, and we'll be looking to finally close that project out. Note to the public, I do have staff out working on hydrant painting and valve exercising. They will be on the shoulders of the road for the next couple of weeks, so please exercise caution, slow down, move over. These guys are just trying to do their jobs, and we all want to get home safely to our families as well. So appreciate everybody being courteous with the guys working on the shoulder of the road. And that's it for me. Thank you.
And the white fire hydrants will be painted.
They will be
before
painted.
The snow flies.
They'll be painting again tomorrow. So it's been a little rainy this week, but yes.
We get that call all the time.
Yeah.
Where's Waldo?
Yeah.
Look for the stick.
Building and zoning. Katie.
Yeah, we had a busy couple weeks. So we had a fire call we got asked to go to in Farmbrook on Meadowbrook Lane. There was a car that caught fire in the driveway that spread into the home. Luckily, there was a passerby that was able to hold it at bay with a garden hose, so thanks to him. Luckily, just some siding and some melted window, nothing too major. We've been pretty busy looking through our existing code to come up with some code rewrites, some stuff that needs to be updated. And we've been following up on some of the SWIP reports that we do for the active project sites in town. We've done a couple walkthroughs with the developers to get things all in order. That's all I got.
We have full staff now.
And we do have a full staff now. So, yeah.
Planning board, Ed.
Certainly, we'll start it out with, we're still looking at the New Energy Works Linfish Solar Project. We did finish the state environmental quality review, and we're now into the preliminary site plan and special use permit. So we're moving into that section. And of course, again, we're looking at the easement issues with the Ag Advisory Committee. Adrian Vallis's project, we're still looking for some landscaping stuff from him, so we're doing that. The Dimension Energy Solar Farm off of 96. We are still doing seeker, or did we finish that?
No, you're still doing it.
Still doing seeker, and we got that'll be first, and then we'll get into the preliminary site plan special use permit. New public hearings will be Mobile Flips LLC on Kite Road. We're gonna have a preliminary re-subdivision application for a 3-lot resub of lot 4 and a 2-lot resub of lot 3. And then from there, we are going to look at through a flex building on Gateway Drive, determine whether that application is complete and ready for public review. We'll then look if we've got some information on the annual report on the comprehensive plan. and then acceptance of a letter of credit for Fairdale Metal. So that's it.
Great, thank you, Ed. Ron, Director Development, Public.
I think Caden and Ed and Aubrey handled everything quite well tonight, so I have nothing extra to report.
Ms. Martin,
I was just gonna say that same thing.
Bill, okay. I'm in here, Bill.
Right. I wish I could follow suit, but I gotta say something, right? So. Town Park paving project will be going out to bid. There's a resolution on tonight to get that out on the street and it'll be there from 8/27. Plans available to September 15th, opening bids. So we hope to see some good bidders on that. Meeting set up for the town and MRB group to go over the ADA improvements at a couple of the parks for that project. And it's already been noted, but Brickyard Road tank, final tank contractor, hopefully we got an update today that he has paid all of his subcontractors, so hopefully we can get his final report in so we get the last grant disbursement, so we're hoping that can be done very soon. So I think that's all that I have right now.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
Our assessor's on medical leave, she's doing well. She'll be back, early September. Historian is working here on Friday afternoons if anybody wants to visit with the historian. Recreation, Mark King's not available, but I'll share some highlights of the summer recreation program and then it'll be on file here at the town. So we have a 6-week summer rec program. The average attendance per week is 254 kids. 5 town parks. The attendance of our field trips, they had a boot camp course, Tornado Tees, Sea Breeze, bowling, water slide, Wickham's Farm. The average field trip number for that was 219 students. And then he gave us budget figures on what was budgeted versus what was spent, and there's a little money left over from the year. That'll be on file here at the town in the town clerk's records. And let's see. Agriculture advisory, Hal's not here tonight. And finance, I already talked about that. With the budget coming up. Oh. Communications are on file. Reports and minutes are on file. There's a lot of them there. The first resolution is authorizing the town supervisor to take appropriate action to apply lawn mowing charges to properties within the town. And that would be added to the tax roll. Motion by Dane, second by Ron. This again is 1532 Tudor Way, 5750 Clover Meadow, 5758 Oakfield Drive. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Here's the resolution authorizing the successful completion of the probationary period for Deputy Town Clerk Melanie Wright, effective payroll 19, and it's a wage increase to $23 an hour.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Army, second by Matt. Any questions there? All in favor? Aye. Here's the resolution acknowledging the addition of new members to the Farmington Volunteer Fire Association. Motion by Ron, second by Nate. Always glad to have new members with the Farmington Fire Department. That does not happen in a lot of our rural fire departments in Onsworth County. All in favor? Aye. Fourth resolution waiving the intensive lodge fees for colony caregivers on multiple dates.
So moved.
Motion by Matt, second by Harley. Any questions there? All in favor? Aye. Aye. Five, resolution authorizing reimbursement of the town of Victor for pump station 6 generator replacement at a cost not to exceed $42,998, utilizing $30,000 from encumbered funds and the balance expended from the Victor account, the 2026 budget. Motion by Ron, second by Nate. Again, on all the pump stations between Victor and Farmington, pump station 6 is the main one that we split the cost with the town of Victor. And that was for a very expensive generator. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. 6, confirm a resolution authorizing the replacement of pump station 6 main disconnect of the cost not to exceed $5,250 plus any additional shipping and handling charges.
So moved.
Motion by Matt, second by Nate. Any questions there? Obviously, when they got into putting the new generator in, they discovered that everything still wasn't right. So, all in favor? Aye. 7th resolution waiving an intensified reservation fee for the Roch Chapter Bikers Against Child Abuse. This is on October 11th for their annual kids fall party.
So,
Motion by Nate, second by Arby. This is second or third year? No? Any questions? All in favor? Aye. 8th resolution authorizing the park superintendent to hire 313 fire and property services for internal pipe inspections at a cost not to exceed $3,490.
Second.
Motion by Nate, second by Matt. Ron and second by Matt. And we did get additional vote. All in favor? Aye. 9, resolution authorizing the advertisement and bid opening date for the town hall and park paving project.
so,
Second.
Motion by Nate, second by Aubrey. Again, this is a budgeted item. It includes the park area over here, part of the town hall area, and at Beaver Creek Park, one parking lot off of Clover Trail never had its top, so that's also included. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. 11 is confirm the resolution authorizing the installment of Chip. Yes. You already checked it off before I read it. Resolution authorizing the park superintendent to hire a super seal seat loading company to install a half basketball court fencing at Farmington Grove Park at a cost not to exceed $122,120. Motion by Ron, second by Nate. Any questions on that? All in favor? Aye. 11, now we have to confirm the resolution authorizing the reinstallment of the generator at pump station 13.
Second.
Motion by Nate, second by Nat. And we had to remove the generator to make a repair underneath that at the pump station, and now we're putting it back on again and have to hire the electrician to hook it back. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. 12, the resolution authorizing budget amendments in the general and the sewer funds.
So moved.
Motion by Aubrey, second by Ron. Moving 10,000 money from park revenue to central data processing, moving Victor interest revenue and appropriate fund balance in the sewer to Victor I&I and Victor sanitary sewer contract. Total amount of 60,000 in the sewer and the 10,000 in the central data processing. All in favor? Aye. Resolution 13, authorizing the town supervisor to sign a proposal for professional services from MRB. The Hook Road water main replacement cost not to exceed $60,250 plus any additional services. Motion by Nate, second by Arby. This is a section just south of 96, underneath 96, going north to the very first road, going by the fire department. They're in the process of going out to bid here this next few months for a new station, and we want to get the water line in before they put in the new driveway entrances. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. 14th resolution authorizing the town supervisor to send a proposal for professional services with MRB for the limestone lane reconstruction that cost not to exceed $151,250 plus any additional services, in the amount of $22,500. Me, Ron, second by me. And the additional services are already. May not be that much. Any questions on limestone lanes? This is a 2027 project in front. All in favor? Aye. Okay, 15 is abstract 16 of 2026 to pay the bills. General fund, $146,640.30. Highway fund, $178,378.56. Wastewater treatment rehab project, $34,939. County Road 8 water line project, $5,400. Town park improvements, $5,372. Water tank repair, $3,773. Storm drainage, $6,179.45. Fire protection district, $336,187.66. Lighting district, $1,836.32. Sewer district, $165,904.92. Water district, $26,378.17. Payroll deductions, $11,505.26. Total abstract to pay the bills, $922,494.64. I need a motion in a second.
Moved.
Mr. Harvey. Second by Ron. And any questions, any extensions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Try to list the top 3 vendor payments. So the first one was Farmington Fire Department. Van Borel Ford for highway and parts, 550s. And our MRD group for our engineering fees are the top 3 vouchers in this month, or this period. There is training under $100 listed there. We also had 2 resolutions to waiver the rule of their name objections to waiver the rule. Okay, hearing none, the very first one, resolution authorizing the highway superintendent to accept the lowest sales proposal for 4 exterior main doors in the high bay and mechanics bays at a cost not to exceed $15,879.83. Motion by Nate, second by Harvey. Yes, main doors are very expensive, and unfortunately, on most projects, they have to use prevailing wage. New York State prevailing wage, so we did get 2 quotes and one didn't respond, right?
Correct. Yeah, they stopped in and then they stopped in a couple weeks ago and I've called twice and still no response back from them.
Any questions on that resolution? All in favor? Aye. 2, resolution regarding the consent of the town board to dedicate a 60-foot right-of-way to be known as Pintail Crossing and the Creekwood Extension Brickyard Management Project. This will require a roll call. Motion?
Second.
Motion by Ron, second by Nate. Roll call.
Supervisor Engelsby.
Aye.
Councilman Goodwin.
Aye.
Councilman Aaron.
Aye.
Councilman Lauerman.
Aye.
Councilwoman Correll.
Enthusiastically.
Aye.
We've been waiting for a year for more paperwork from 2 groups, Conifer and Brookwood Management.
So these boys should pay by the hour.
Yeah. There's a method to their madness, yes. And we were down last meeting, 2 weeks ago, we were down to 1 piece of paper. And it didn't come in until midday today. And then our attorney reviewed it and blessed it, so we're here. And as I mentioned earlier, the next day or 2, the electrical board will go up. talking about the Wood Drive Bridge closing at some date, maybe the end of next week. And the detour signs will go up hopefully by the end of the week or Monday morning. And direct everybody to start using the new town road. But we do want to go, take staff, go one more walk through there and make sure they've swept the road and got their supplies and equipment out of the right road right away.
And we got the pedestrian crossings lines up.
And the pedestrian crossings.
They're at the highway garage. Yep, everything's ready to go. Had a plan in place for this, waiting. So we're ready.
Anything else you brought to the town board tonight?
I have something real quick if you can hear me okay.
Yes, we can. Just name and address.
Yep. Michael Phillips, 1110 County Road 8.
Hi, Mike.
So I just want to mention that during the planning board meeting last week, an online individual mentioned that it was hard to hear or difficult to hear the audience while they were speaking in the room. And just from my experience, since I've been on the planning board and town board meetings for the past few years, that yes, there are times where it's difficult to understand the words from individuals within the room. And Ron can attest to this as well, since he experienced it when he was out sick one time this year and had to join online. So I come to the conclusion that it may have something to do with the default noise removal selection under the microphone modes within the Zoom settings, which is like it's a noise suppression to cancel out background noise. So I say this because if you're not within 1 foot of the microphone, it is very difficult to hear online. And even the transcript gets it wrong. So when I don't hear something, I try to read through it, and it gets it wrong at times. So therefore, if you use the original sound for musicians option within the Zoom settings, the audio may come through clearer and louder, but you can perform some audio tests before the next meeting. And I could try to place a screenshot within the Zoom chat if the admin allows me to attach that screenshot. But that's all I got.
I'll do that.
I don't. If you want, if you want to email it to me, my email's on the website under the building planning zoning department. I can
Okay.
look at it. I can look at it that way if that works.
Is this Caden?
Yes.
Alrighty.
Check.
Alrighty. Thanks, Caden. We'll get that out to you.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
And we've had some incidents where the switches up here at the council weren't on, especially there's two, one for this group. And then there's one for the audience, so sometimes they're not turned on, and that might have been a problem, but I know I've heard that before, so I appreciate the comments, Michael.
Yes.
All right, do have two executive sessions tonight. There will not be any resolutions passed after our executive sessions. I need a motion to go into executive session to discuss the medical, financial, credit, and employment history of a person or corporation or matters leading to the point of employment, motion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, removal of a particular person or corporation. And the second one to discuss the proposed acquisition, sale, or lease of real property, or the proposed acquisition of securities or sale or exchange of securities held by a public body, but only when publicly would substantially affect the value thereof.
Second.
That's my name, Harvey. All in favor? Aye. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Appreciate it.